Despite 66% of world's population being covered by e-waste legislation, only 20% of global e-waste is recycled each year, which means that 40 million tons of e-waste is either burned for resource recovery or illegally traded and treated in a substandard way. E-waste represents 2% of America's trash in landfills, but it is equal to 70% of overall toxic waste. Fewer than 20% of cell phones are recycled each year. But if the same amount increases by 1 million of cell phones, it would reduce greenhouse gas emission, which will be equivalent to taking off 1,368 cars off the road for a year. Ineffective legislation. There is absence of any public information on most PCC websites. 15 of the 35 PCC do not have any information related to e-waste on their websites. Even the basic e-waste rules and guidelines have not been uploaded. In absence of any information on the website, especially on details of recyclers and collectors of e-waste, citizens and institutional generators of e-waste are totally at a loss to deal with their waste and do not know how to fulfill their responsibility. So, there is failure in successful implementation of e-waste management and handling rules. Health hazards. E-waste contains over 1,000 toxic materials which can contaminate soil as well as groundwater. Exposure can cause headache, irritability, nausea, vomiting, and eye pain. Recyclers may suffer liver, kidney, and neurological disorders. Due to lack of awareness, they are risking their health and the environment as well.
It's energy efficient to rebuild old computers, but only 2% of pieces ever find their way to a second user. Fewer than 20% of cell phones are recycled each year, but if we recycle just 1 million cell phones, it would reduce greenhouse gas emissions equal to taking 1,368 cars off the road for a year. Flat panel computer monitors and notebooks often contain small amount of mercury in the bulbs used to light them. The European Union banned e-waste from landfills in the 1990s, and current laws hold manufacturers responsible for e-waste disposals. Large amounts of e-waste have been sent to countries such as China, India, and Kenya, where lower environmental standards and working conditions make processing e-waste more profitable. Around 80% of the e-waste in the US is exported to Asia. E-waste legislation in the United States is currently stalled at the state level. So far, just 24 states have passed or proposed take-back laws. Electronic items that are considered to be hazardous include, but are not limited to, televisions and computer monitors that contain cathode ray tubes, LCD desktop monitors, laptop computer with LCD displays, LCD televisions, plasma televisions, portable DVD player with LCD screens.
The business potential of e-waste. As per various numbers published by various research agencies, about 20 to 50 million tons of e-waste are generated worldwide every year. E-waste comprises of more than 5% of all solid waste generated, and the volume is expected to increase at a rate of 300% per annum in developing countries. In India, the total e-waste generated is expected to cross 800,000 tons in 2012. This figure is expected to grow at a rate of 30 to 50% year on year. Of this, the currently installed and functioning capacity in the organized sector is only about 100,000 tons. The current market size itself is sufficiently large and also growing at more than 30%. Hence, there is room for many more new recyclers in the organized sector.
What are the best ways to detect and regulate the waste management?
How to manage different types of e-waste without affecting the usual working of the concerned technical facilities.
What possible monetary problems may arise in front of the department concerned with the e-waste management?
The best way of segregating the hazardous and useful elements from the available e-waste.
How can e-waste management become the first step towards a healthier future?
What kind of arrangements are required on state and national level before starting the management of e-waste at the basic level?
So these were the few questions which all of us need to find an answer. With that, we would like to end our video here. Hope you all liked it. A huge thank from all the team members for watching it. Part 2 of this video is coming soon, and also there is a Google form which is given in the description box. So please go and fill that form. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.